Hello, welcome. Today I want to talk about some Terra Moon shadows that are available at Urban Outfitters. I think these came out over a year ago, I want to say, and for some reason, I never gave it a thought. I don't remember why. I don't remember why I wasn't like, oh, that's cool, that's a brand that I like and that's accessible. But that all changed when Terra Moons on Instagram shared a video that was posted by Budget Beauty Diary, I believe, and it had this 4-pack of Terra Moon shadows, and they were so sparkly and beautiful and delicious, and I was like, what shades are those? And I looked, and it was the Urban Outfitters collab. So I couldn't get them out of my head, and I ended up buying them. It's normally $18 for the 4 shadows, but I actually had a coupon that got me about 20% off, so I paid about $14 for the 4 eyeshadows. So normally that breaks down to about $4.50 a shadow, but what I paid was about $3.50 a shadow, and I'm really curious to see if these are the same quality as the more expensive Terra Moon shadows that we know and love. So I'm going to swatch all 4 of them on my eyes, and I'm really excited to see. I stuck them in this little cute palette. I was supposed to be traveling this weekend. Those plans got changed and here I am, but I made this palette to bring on my trip. So it's this shadow up here and then the 3 on the bottom, and I left it in the palette because I do like this palette. So let me zoom you in a little bit. I don't have anything on my eyelids. I'm actually going to swatch the first 2 without primer and then the second 2 with primer because I do want to build an eye look around the second 2 that I will then be wearing the rest of the night. So the first one I'm going to swatch is the only one that I've already swatched at all. I use this one, I believe, with my brush a little bit in my outer corner for a look that I had on yesterday, and it looked really pretty. It's this like dusty rose, almost purpley pink that I feel like is kind of unique in my collection, and I'm really excited for this one. It feels just like other Terra Moon shadows when I pick it up. That looks really pretty, and I'm gonna go in for another layer. That's so pretty. That's full pigment, super shiny. Man, I have been sleeping on these. I can even tell like where another source of light is hitting it. I have my ceiling lamp on. It's kind of bronzy. Like, I don't think these are marketed as duochromes, but you can really clearly see that it is a duochrome. That's really pretty. I don't know if I already said that this shade is called Aries. So this next one's called Harvest Moon. I'm gonna do some arm swatches to compare to some existing shades that I have after we get through the eye swatches, and I'm excited to see how this one compares to Spiced or Spiked. I can never remember what it's called, but this is like a bright rusty red, I'd say, and it looks in the pan like a similar formula to this one. It feels really nice. Oh wow. I think this one has like a brightness that Spice doesn't have, and I really like that about this. It also reminds me, at the beginning of the year, Luxie came out with some shadows, and I tried a red one that was supposed to be a shimmer but had like no shimmer to it. And this looks like what it was supposed to be. Even just like that fallout, the way that fallout is so bright, I feel like it's glowing on my face. Wow. It's hard to tell if this one's also a bit duochromatic, but either way, I think it's absolutely stunning. I love that color. Wow. So for these next 2, I did pop on my Anastasia eye primer. I'm personally of the belief that the primer doesn't really make them look better, but I think like maybe it makes them stay longer. So that's why I wanted to pop on the primer for the shadows that I'm going to continue to wear. These are also the 2 that maybe I was like the most excited for before getting these. This one's called Stargazer. I think it looks like a taupey gold, and it looks really shimmery in the pan. It feels just like the other ones on my finger. Doesn't it look almost blue there also? Huh. I'm gonna build it up a little bit. Okay, I'd say it's not my favorite tone of gold, just off personal preference. I think it looks very like antique gold, but I think the formula is gorgeous. I just think it looks like I can really see that like grayish brown base, and I think that's what's throwing me off a little bit, but like I'm not upset about it being part of this pack. Yeah, I wish I loved it like a little bit more, but something's just not clicking for me. But the last one is the one that I'm the most excited about. This one is called Perseus, and it's that like grungy, tealish blue, but not like a direct blue, like blue shimmer kind of thing that I'm always looking for. That's really pretty. Okay, yeah, I like this one a lot. Super pronounced red base on this with like that teal blue shimmer on top. That's really pretty. I can't believe this shade's just like been at Urban Outfitters right under my nose, and I didn't do anything about it until right now. That's really pretty. I'm going to add in some mattes. I might even just like top this one with Perseus. Maybe even add a little bit of this one in here to make it look more even. I don't know, but I'm gonna mess around and make this a look, and then we'll come back and talk and do some hand swatches. So here's the makeup, and I like it a lot. I was kind of just, I put some of the gold on this eye, and then I put like a bunch of that, was it called Perseus, the bluish one on both eyes. And I really like how it turned out. On my lower lash line, I used my same blush as like a transition for it, and then I went in with the pink one from this quad, and it looks really pretty. And then in my inner corners, I'm using Murama from Divina. It's one of their like Halo Moon multi-chromes, and I'm kind of trying to get to know it a little bit more. And I really like this eye look a lot. I'm so excited. Let's zoom out. I forgot to say I did deepen up my outer corner with a dark brown shimmer also. I think it was Trident from Divina, and I think that worked out really well for this look. Okay, so let's start out with that reddish one, because I know which Terra Moon shadow I want to compare it to. So again, Harvest Moon, super bright, and wow, I love it. So there's Harvest Moon, looking gorgeous. This is spiked, it has a fleck of yellow in it, so let's ignore that. I don't think this one's still available. I'm pretty sure they said they were discontinuing it around the time of Black Friday, but I have it, so we'll talk about it anyway. I think it does look like a bit of a deeper red. Yeah, they're pretty similar, but I'd say this Harvest Moon one is better. It looks more shimmery, and I really just like the tone of it. But I think when it comes to like quality, this one has more shimmer in it than Spiked does. Spiked, spiced, I just looked at it. Spiked, spiked, spiked. You know, maybe if you're someone that prefers more of a metallic finish, you would prefer Spiked, but I think Shimmers is where it's at. The gorgeous pinky one, again, it's the shade Aries. Wow, I love the tone of that also. And again, this one's like more of a duochrome. I also don't have like a great Terra Moon shade to compare this one to, but I'm gonna take Ruby Stars because it's the only one that I have in my like bright, deep pinks. This one's a really nice shimmery formula. Yeah, they're very different to compare, but I think we could say like it's just as good. And if anything, like it's just different. It's a little bit more interesting having that duochromeness, but we're not sacrificing any of the shimmer. I'm kind of just sticking to Terra Moons comparisons, but I will do one color comparison because I'm curious. So this is Macaroon from JD Glow. It's one of their shimmer shadows, but it's really pretty, and I'm curious how this one compares. Macaroon's an interesting shade because it just has like a lot of kind of like micro shimmer in it. I'd say it's similar, but this one is more shimmery. It's just like a really unique shadow because of all that shimmer. but I know this one's not duochrome. We're gonna try to finish this off quickly because my battery is not having it anymore. Let's next talk about Stargazer. It's the antique gold that I'm a little bit less excited about the color of it, but the formula does look really nice. So that's that there. Pretty shadow. For that one, I want to compare it to Gamma Ray. They're both like shimmery browns, but I think this one has like a little bit more kind of like warmth to it or dimension. So I do prefer the color of Gamma Ray, but I think that like shine and the formula is really similar. And then lastly, we're going to talk about that bluish one. This is Perseus, and really pretty. Here she is swatched. That's such a pretty eyeshadow. I know I'm just like a sucker for that kind of eyeshadow, but for good reason, because it's so pretty. For this one, I want to compare it to M51. This is a color that I'm always kind of like trying to get a grasp on because it looks very teal sometimes, looks very bright green other times, but I thought it might be like a good candidate. It also looks really like duochromatic in my finger right now. There's M51. I think M51 is like a more multi-dimensional shadow, but I think Perseus holds its own with the formula, and that's what we're talking about here. What a delicious grouping of swatches. So I guess my final thoughts are that these are a steal, and I don't know why we're not talking about these more. I'm so happy that I picked these up. I'm so excited to use them more. I want to rank them, but I just don't know if I can right now. But I will say, as I'm sure you could figure, the gold is my least favorite. The red I'm the most surprised by. This Perseus one, it's gorgeous, but I did suspect that I would think that about it. And the pink I also do love more than I thought. I was excited about the two more neutral ones going into it, and the other ones were kind of like part of the deal. I mean, and I guess it's kind of pointless to rank them anyway, because if you buy one, you're buying all of them. But I think if you like these shades and you want to try Terra Moons or expand your Terra Moons collection, these definitely stand up to the quality of Terra Moons. It doesn't feel like these are dulled down or made cheaper to be sold cheaper to a wider audience. They really feel like Terra Moon shadows, and it's just a great deal you're getting them for. So yeah, that's my thoughts about that. If you enjoyed this, please give me a like, subscribe, it means a lot, and there's way more indie shadow content, eye swatches, that kind of thing on the way. And just thank you so much for watching today. Bye.